Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and lead instructor for CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record every Mondays at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time. If you enjoy the channel, please hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Turn notifications on and you will get an email link with this full episode. And if you want to submit to this show, take a look at the information in the description. Okay.
It's a 1-2 hand, small hand. I want to ask about how to get thin value, or should I be raising the river?
Oh, this is
So
another.
it's
This
one
is
two
a Martin. This is another one that goes in line with these hands too. Okay, we got a lot of flushing second nut hands. Okay, so 1-2 played out of where?
at Oaks in Emerald,
Okay,
and so the 1-2 hand. Heroes is in small blind with $350 stack. So under the gun opens to 15, and the table has been very active. Hands are like all over the place. So low jack calls, button calls. We call in small blind with queen 10 of hearts.
okay,
He has me covered. So the effective stack with the main villain is $300. So
okay. So it's
four-way to a flop.
300. All right. So under the gun to 15, low jack calls, button calls. You call in the small blind with queen 10 of hearts, and the big blind calls too.
Big blind folded.
Okay. All right. So four ways.
Four ways.
Okay.
So the flop comes A's of heart, king of spade, and
Yep.
four of hearts.
Okay. So you flop the second nut flush draw here. You have a combo draw with queen 10 of hearts on ace of hearts, king of spades, four of hearts. Okay.
And a spade. So yes, correct.
Yep.
So we check naturally.
Okay.
We check under the gun bet 25, and low jack buttons both folded, and we call.
So under the gun bet's 25, low jack and button fold, and it gets back around to you, and you call. One thing of note, a couple people are saying in the chat, is this the standard open size, or is this are people opening to 15, or is this really large in this hand?
It's a little on the bigger side, but because this guy has been very, very wide, and because like a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, thinks he's smarty pants kind of guy. I don't know how to describe that.
Okay.
So whenever he's in a hand, he's either raising to 100 on the river, or limping, or I don't know. This guy's weird. So it's on the bigger side. It's on the bigger side.
Right, and I think that this is probably correct in the sense that you're probably not going to have a lot of combo raises here, really, because it's just, he's betting 20. Well, he's only betting 25 into 60, but he's still betting into two people. I mean, usually I like it to default here where, yeah, betting into three people. Usually I sort of like to default here where what I'll do is, if you make this call and the turn's a blank, right, like a 7 or something like that, and he checks behind, then he really doesn't have like a really strong hand, and you can bluff the river, even though I know you have the hearts. But I think for the most part, I would probably not be check raising combo draws on ace king high boards against the under the gun raiser that's betting into three people. So I like your call here on the flop.
That's never that. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm never raising here.
Yeah.
But that with both the equity anyway.
Yeah.
So we call.
Yep.
And the heads up, turn a two of clubs, exactly what you said is a blank. Two of clubs.
Okay.
So we check.
Yep.
And villain checks back.
Okay. So ace king 4, two hearts, 110 in the pot. He bets 25. You call. Now it's 110. Turns the deuce of clubs. Check. Right. You really shouldn't have 3-5 here in the small blind. So he really shouldn't have pocket aces, pocket kings, or ace king here, all that much. Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So goes to the river. River is a 9 of hearts.
Okay, so you make the second nut flush with queen 10 of hearts.
Correct.
Okay.
And we lead out, since I don't think he's betting anything, because we lead out for 40.
Okay.
So basically lead out for 40 for value from an ace, any ace king, anything like that.
Yep.
And villain raised to 100. not
Okay.
raised to 100.
So this one's a little bit different. I know it's 1-2, but it's still kind of same concepts here. Obviously, he's not jamming. He didn't jam here at the end. And at 1-2, if he had jammed at 1-2, I have a hard time folding against a hot shot guy who was opening to 15 and checking back turn. You know what I'm saying? But here it's interesting because you take a step back and it's like, all right, well, I've got the second nuts here. I'm raised on the river. Is this just a call or is this a jam? Right? And, you know, he makes it a... So... I always like to look at this as like, what would my opponent's pot odds be if I were to jam? So sometimes when you're actually shorter, you can jam with a wider value range basically as a 3-bet on the river because they're going to be getting such good pot odds to call. They're going to be calling quite wide. Here, when you bet 40 and he makes it 140, that means that the pot's 250. If you were to just call, that would mean that the pot's 3.
No. He didn't even make the 140. He only maked it 100.
No, I know. What I'm saying is that the pot's 110, so you bet 40, that's 150. He raises to 100, 250. If you were to call, the pot would be 310, and then you have another 150 more. So it would look like if you were to shove here, the pot would be 450, like 150 for him to call, basically. So he would be getting like almost 3-1 in a spot like this. Here's the thing. If you were deeper and you were at a higher stakes game, I think that the play is clearly to just call. Okay? I don't think that you should really be 3-betting the river here with the second nuts, right? The way that this hand went down, he is under the gun, so really the only king high hearts that he could have here when we're looking at the properties of your own hand would be king jack of hearts, right? Because the 9 of hearts is out there, even if it was a super open, even if it was a super loose opener, right? And he was opening king 9 suited, he can't because the 9 of hearts is out there. You have the queen and the 10 of hearts in your hand, so it just leaves king jack of hearts. That's it. And then he would have to bet flop and check turn, which might be the case, and then just choose this dink and dunk sizing here on the river, basically. To sum it up, I've seen so many of these small stakes players. I don't think players are capable of raise folding for value here. And this seems to be a small raise for value, like he ran into ace 9 or pocket 9s or something like that, or he's trying to play something tricky. So I'm going to have to mute you here for a sec, or I'm going to mute you and bring you back because there's a lot of sound. There's a lot of sound on your end. So I'm going to bring you back here in a second, 510. But what I'm saying here is that players are really not capable at 1-2 at this level of raise folding for value, even though that's a bread and butter play in live no limit. They'll just call, or if they're going to raise, they're going to call off anyways, which is why you have to punish them with thin value bets and punish them and not sort of check strong hands to let them value bet, because the way that they sort of subconsciously counter the fact that they're incapable of bet folding, or in this case raise folding, is that they just check it back or just call with a very strong hand. So you could say that this is a deviation here, but with the stacks such, with him only beating you with one combo of king jack of hearts here, with the 9 of hearts out, I jam, and I expect to get called by worse more than 50% of the time, because players at this level are not capable of raise folding for value. I think it's close, William. I'm bringing you back. I think it's close, but I would still jam. What ended up happening?
I actually already had my mind made to call, but just thinking, should I be raising? But that guy had been showing with the nut when he raised it, so I just called. And he showed up with ace 9 clubs, I think. Ace 9 suited.
Yep. Didn't I say that he was going to run into some bullshit like ace 9?
Yeah.
And like I said, listen, if he was capable of raising and then folding ace 9, like if he was going to raise ace 9 and then fold it, then it's a much, much closer spot where maybe you should just call. I guess we'll never know, but I don't believe the fact that this guy's going to raise fold. When he makes it 100 and you jam and the pot's going to be 450, 150 for him to call, I think he convinces himself to call. And that's why I would bet 3-bet jam at the end. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA200. Click on the link right there.